Coquitlam looks like the perfect mix of nature and city life. You get mountain trails, quiet lakes, relaxed suburban streets, and at the same time you have SkyTrain access, schools, and shopping all within minutes. On the surface, Coquitlam feels like one of the most well-rounded cities in Metro Vancouver. It looks peaceful, it looks modern, and it looks like a place where anyone could settle down and feel just at home. But here is what most people do not realize until after they actually move there. Coquitlam has huge differences between its neighborhoods. Some pockets are incredibly convenient, walkable, and family-friendly. Others come with real challenges that you do not see in listing photos or Google Maps. Problems like flooding, constant highway noise, aging homes that cost a fortune to maintain, streets that feel isolated, neighborhoods that used to be the heart of the city but have not kept up with modern development, and areas where the infrastructure simply has not caught up with the growth happening around them. My name is Sardari, a realtor here in Metro Vancouver, and in this video, I'm going to break down the side of Coquitlam that most people never talk about. These are the top 5 worst neighborhoods to live in Coquitlam, based on livability, long-term value, and what you actually experience day to day in these areas. Number 1 is Meadowbrook. It sits in southeast Coquitlam, tucked between King Edward Street, the Coquitlam River, and the industrial corridor that runs along Dewdney Trunk Road. It is a very small pocket of homes, quiet, green, and almost hidden from the rest of the city. When you drive through it, it feels peaceful. It feels like one of those old school suburban neighborhoods from the 1980s where kids ride their bikes and everyone knows everyone. But Meadowbrook has one major issue that overshadows everything else: flooding. Meadowbrook is built directly on Coquitlam's lowest elevation floodplain. When the Coquitlam River rises, Meadowbrook is the first place to feel it. Basements flood, backyards turn into ponds, pumps run non-stop. People who live there joke that every winter they have to monitor the weather like they work for the city. Even though Coquitlam has spent millions upgrading storm drains and reinforcing this riverbank, the truth is simple. The land sits too low and the flood risk never fully goes away. Most homes were built in the late 1970s and early 80s. These are smaller houses with practical but dated layouts. Some of them have been fully modernized with beautiful renovations, new roofs, new plumbing, and open concept living. Others have barely changed since the day that they were built. You can see a gorgeous renovated home on one side of the street and a property next door that still has wood panel walls, old carpets, and aluminum wiring. This inconsistency makes the neighborhood feel uneven and slows down appreciation because buyers do not feel confident about the long-term value. Then there's the walkability. The SkyTrain is technically nearby, but it is not a comfortable walk. There are stretches with no sidewalks, there are narrow shoulders, and there is no commercial core. Almost every daily errand requires driving out of the neighborhood, but here is the part that keeps Meadowbrook interesting. It does not feel like anywhere else in the city. You get large backyards, mature trees, privacy, space, neighbors who have lived there for 25 years and still wave at you when you drive by. There's a nostalgic charm here that is disappearing across Metro Vancouver. And for buyers who fully understand the floodplain situation and are willing to maintain an older home, Meadowbrook can absolutely work. You just need to walk in with your eyes open. Number 2 is Cape Horn. It sits on the southern edge of Coquitlam, right beside Highway 1 and the Portman Bridge. If you're driving in from Burnaby or New West, this is the very first neighborhood you hit. And from a distance, the area looks like a great deal. Detached homes, decent-sized lots, and some of the best highway access you can get in the entire Tri-Cities. Prices here are often lower than other parts of Coquitlam, and on paper, it looks like a quiet, convenient place to live. But Cape Horn was built around the highway, and you feel it the second you get out of your car. This neighborhood is surrounded by Highway 1, Lougheed Highway, and Burnett Avenue. Traffic flows all day, every day, and you hear everything. Semi-trucks climbing the hill, cars braking on the overpass, the constant hum of the highway early in the morning and late at night. Even across the river, you can hear trains from the industrial areas on New West. It never fully stops. Air quality can also dip in the summer when heat traps exhaust air at ground level. And because the neighborhood was never designed to be walkable, sidewalks come and go, and the few small plazas in the area are limited. This is not a place where you walk for a coffee on a Sunday morning. It is a commuter neighborhood, built for people who drive everywhere. The homes themselves are usually solid but dated. Many were built in the late 80s and early 90s and still have the original finishes. Smaller windows, steep driveways, traditional split-level layouts, updating these homes is possible, but you will always be competing against the fact that the neighborhood is surrounded by major roads, which affects resale. But here's the upside. If you commute to Burnaby, Vancouver, or New West, Cape Horn is incredibly convenient. The views from the upper streets are impressive, with wide angles of the Fraser River and Mount Baker on clear days. And if your priority is owning a detached home without paying central Coquitlam prices, Cape Horn does make sense. It's not the most peaceful neighborhood, but for practicality, it definitely works. Before we move on to the next one, if you're finding this helpful, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. Number 3 is Millardville. It's located just north of Highway 1 and stretches towards the Lougheed Corridor. This is Coquitlam's oldest neighborhood and the original heart of the city. It started as a French-Canadian mill town in the early 1900s and still carries that cultural identity today. You have heritage buildings, historic churches, cultural centers, and streets that feel like they should have been around forever. But age brings problems and Millardville feels them everywhere. The streets here were not designed for modern traffic. They are narrow and congested. And because this neighborhood connects Burnaby to Coquitlam and serves as a shortcut to Highway 1, a lot of commuters cut through the area. Certain blocks get backed up every single day. Parking is tight, sidewalks are uneven, and utilities like drainage, wiring, and road surfaces have fallen behind the rapid growth happening around it. Then there's the zoning. Millardville is a mix of everything. You can see a brand new condo tower beside a tiny 1940s home, beside a mechanic shop, beside a 4-story walk-up, beside a row or older rental house. It gives the neighborhood personality, and it also makes it feel fragmented, busy, and chaotic at times. The city knows this. There are redevelopment plans in place and several new mixed-use projects under construction. New parks are being added, roads are being upgraded, and the long-term vision for Millardville is to turn it into a walkable, vibrant urban pocket. But right now, it is in the middle of transition. And transition comes with noise, dust, detours, construction fencing, and a neighborhood that feels like it's between past and its future. But here's why Millardville still has potential. The location is unbeatable. You are minutes from the SkyTrain, minutes from Lougheed Town Center, close to the highway, close to major employers, and surrounded by some of the strongest future redevelopment potential in all of Coquitlam. Once everything is built out, Millardville could become one of the most interesting and walkable communities in the Tri-Cities. It is just not there yet. Number 4 is Austin Heights. It sits right in the middle of Coquitlam, perched on the ridge between Blue Mountain and Mundy Park. Before Coquitlam Center existed, this was the city's main commercial hub. This was where people shopped, ate, and met up with friends. It used to be one of the busiest and most social parts of the city. But over the years, as new developments and the SkyTrain shifted energy north, Austin Heights slowly faded. And today, the neighborhood feels like it got caught between two completely different eras. Walk along Austin Avenue and you see the story unfold block by block. You have old single-story storefronts that have not changed in decades sitting right beside modern mid-rise buildings with glass balconies. You have rundown buildings next to construction cranes. You have new developments waiting to fill vacant lots. The entire area feels disjointed, like the old Austin Heights is still trying to figure out how to coexist with the new one. Traffic is heavy, parking is limited, the sidewalks are narrow and feel dated. Some corners feel inactive and empty, and others feel packed with construction. There is potential everywhere, but the neighborhood has not yet transformed enough for it to feel cohesive or convenient for families. But Austin Heights has something unique. It has the bones of a real town center. A high street, a top-of-the-hill location with views, a layout that should easily become one of the most vibrant pockets in Coquitlam once the city's revitalization plans fully roll out. Developers have already started reshaping entire blocks. The city has plans for upgraded streets, new pedestrian routes, and modernized commercial spaces. So while today Austin Heights can feel outdated and inconvenient, the long-term vision is promising. If you're buying strictly for lifestyle right now, it might feel like a neighborhood stuck between the past and the future. But if you are a long-term buyer who sees what Austin Heights could become, there is real opportunity there. Number 5 is Harbor Chines. It sits west of Como Lake and south of Clark Road. It is one of the quietest, greenest, and most residential neighborhoods in all of Coquitlam. When you drive through it, it feels upscale. Large lots, tall cedar trees, wide curving streets, homes set far back from the road. It looks peaceful and premium. But Harbor Chines comes with challenges that catch people off guard. Most homes here were built between the 1960s and 80s. Some families have rebuilt entirely and created gorgeous modern homes, but many properties remain untouched. That means older electrical systems, older insulation, single pane windows, outdated floor plans, and roofs, foundations, or plumbing systems that are decades old and often need major investment. Renovating these homes is not cheap. Rebuilding is even more expensive. Then there's the lifestyle factor. There is no SkyTrain station within walking distance, bus service is limited, there is no neighborhood commercial strip, no place you can walk to for groceries or coffee. Everything requires driving, and if you live on a hill within the neighborhood, winter becomes a real hassle when we have snow or ice. Large lots also mean large upkeep, landscaping, drainage management, retaining walls, fencing, tree maintenance. It all adds up quickly over the years. So while the neighborhood looks serene and high-end, maintaining that lifestyle costs time and money. But there's a reason people love Harbor Chines. It is safe, it is quiet, and it feels like a true residential enclave. Kids can ride their bikes, neighbors look after each other, there's a strong sense of community, and if privacy and space matter to you more than walkability, Harbor Chines delivers that perfectly. It is just not the most practical neighborhood for people who want convenience without the maintenance. Before we wrap up, there's something important to keep in mind. Even though these are the worst neighborhoods in Coquitlam, we are still talking about a city that is extremely safe. Coquitlam consistently ranks as one of the safest urban centers in Metro Vancouver. The city's crime severity index sits at around 55, which is far lower than the national average, and it has been trending downward for years. So the issues in these neighborhoods are not danger. They are about livability, convenience, and long-term value. So none of these neighborhoods are truly bad. Every one of them has loyal residents and unique strengths, but every city has pockets where the trade-offs are bigger, and in Coquitlam, these are the areas where buyers feel those trade-offs the most. If you are planning to move to Coquitlam, knowing these details ahead of time will help you avoid stress and unexpected costs. Thank you for watching. You can subscribe to the channel here, or you can watch another video here.